Right. So today we're taking a deep dive. And
Yeah.
we are diving deep into a creature that you want to learn more about,
Mhm.
that you're curious about. That is the Greater Kudu.
The Greater Kudu.
And we've got some great material here, some excerpts from a text
Yes.
that has some great information on the Greater Kudu.
Yeah, this is going to be fascinating.
Yeah, and it's also been called the most majestic of African antelopes.
Absolutely. I can see why, too.
Yeah,
It's a magnificent creature. Graceful, beautiful.
yeah, that's the thing that gets me is that I think of majestic,
Yeah.
and I'm like, wow, that's got to be pretty impressive.
It is. So the males, right, the males can get up to 5 feet tall at the shoulder. 5 feet at the shoulder.
Wow.
And they can weigh anywhere from like 400 to 600 pounds, like, like a
Wow.
really muscular deer,
Yeah.
but even taller and heavier.
Yeah.
The females are a little bit smaller. They usually weigh up to 400 pounds.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Um,
So it looks like we've got some information on horns here.
Yes.
This is what I'm always looking for, you know?
The horns.
Yeah, those spiraled horns that you see on some antelope species. So,
They have amazing horns. The males have these horns that can grow up to 6 feet long.
6 feet long.
6 feet long
Wow.
with like 3 full spirals. It's just, it's incredible.
That's like
They're like a natural work of art.
it's like a natural corkscrew, you know?
Yes, and they're not just for show either. They use those horns for defense against predators.
Right.
And of course, for, attracting mates and showing off.
Off to the ladies.
To the lady. The females, by the way, do not have horns.
The females do not. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. So they have these big horns, but they also are very good at hiding, I guess.
Oh.
I mean, tell me about that. Like, what do they look like?
Well, they have this beautiful grayish-brown coat. It blends in perfectly with the woodlands where they live.
Yeah, of course.
And then they have these vertical white stripes going down their sides,
Ooh.
which,
Oh, okay.
kind of breaks up their silhouette, makes them even harder to see.
Right, like a zebra. Yeah.
And then they also have like a white chevron marking between their eyes,
Between the eye.
and then a mane that goes down their neck.
So they're pretty striking looking. That's probably why you see them
They're gorgeous animals.
represented in a lot of African art
Yeah.
and culture and stuff. But so where do they hang out? Where are these places that they like to be?
They like dense thickets, dry riverbeds,
Okay.
acacia woodlands,
Acacia woodlands, right? Yeah.
places where they can find food and hide from predators.
Right, because it says here they're very cautious and elusive.
They're incredibly cautious. Like
Yeah.
they've evolved to basically be masters of hide and seek.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You don't often see them out in the open.
So you don't see them out in the open. They're good at hiding. But also, they got to have really good senses
Yes.
to be able to survive out there.
Incredible senses.
Yeah.
Sight, smell, hearing,
Okay.
all incredibly sharp. That's how they avoid predators, like lions, leopards, hyenas.
So they got big ears.
Those big ears.
I'm imagining, like, those big ears are for a reason, right?
Oh, yeah. Incredible hearing.
Yeah.
Absolutely crucial when you're living in a place
Oh, yeah.
with lions and leopards. It's like having an early warning system.
Right. Yeah, you can hear those paws coming from a mile away, huh?
Right. Yeah, you can hear those paws coming from a mile away, huh?
Exactly.
Do you think that, though, now that I think about it, all the noise pollution
Yeah.
and stuff we have out there, do you think that affects them?
Absolutely. Their senses are great for their natural environment, but all the human-made noise, it can really disrupt
Yeah.
their ability to detect predators, to communicate with each other.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's definitely a concern. So there are these big, majestic animals
Yeah.
with big ears and big horns. What do they eat?
Well, they're herbivores,
Okay.
but they're not picky.
Okay.
When it's the rainy season, they love to eat grass.
Okay.
But then when things dry up, they become browsers.
Oh, okay.
They'll eat leaves, acacia leaves.
Oh, acacia leaves, right, yeah.
They love baobab fruits.
Oh, the fruit. Yeah.
So they, they're pretty resourceful.
So they adapt, yeah.
They adapt to their environment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it says here that the females and the young stay together in these groups.
Yes, they do.
But the males are either loners or they're in these, like,
Yeah.
bachelor groups.
Yeah. They're like, we're just going to hang out with the guys
Yeah, exactly.
until it's time to find a mate.
So what happens when it's mating season? I mean, does it get crazy out there?
Oh, yeah. Things get pretty interesting.
Yeah.
The timing depends on where they are, what region they're in.
Right.
But basically, when it's time to mate, the males, they have to compete. Yeah.
For the attention of the females.
Oh, yeah, of course.
They show off their strength and size. Sometimes they even lock horns.
Oh, wow.
It's all very dramatic. It's a
Yeah.
big display of force.
So it's like a dance, but with horns.
Yeah, pretty.
My stakes,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. They want to impress, but they don't want to get seriously hurt.
Right, yeah, yeah. That's good. Well, that's good. I'm glad they don't want to hurt each other too badly.
Oh.
Well, we were talking about how majestic these animals are and stuff.
Yeah.
So, are they doing okay out there?
Well, the good news is
Yeah.
they're doing okay overall.
What
The
about?
IUCN lists them as least concern.
Okay, but there's always a but, right?
There are challenges. I mean, human encroachment, habitat loss.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a big one. Poaching is still a problem in some areas.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But the good news is that there are a lot of organizations
Yeah.
working to protect them, creating protected areas.
That's great. Anti-poaching initiatives. So there's, there's hope.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
We were talking about the horns earlier,
Yeah.
and it says here that they have like a cultural significance beyond just looking cool.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
In many African cultures, the Greater Kudu is
Yeah.
it symbolizes strength, beauty, grace.
Right. Yeah.
The horns are often used
Ah,
as musical instruments in ceremonies and rituals.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
And, I mean, they're all over African folklore and art.
So it's not just a beautiful animal. It's like, it's a symbol
Part of the culture.
of the culture. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's really interesting how something like that can be so important.
Yeah. The Greater Kudu's story is a good reminder that, beauty, adaptation, and cultural significance,
Yeah.
it's all intertwined
It really is.
in
Yeah.
the natural world.
Yeah. And I think it's also a good reminder that even animals that we might think are ordinary
Right.
can be really incredible
Yeah.
and have these amazing stories to tell. Yeah.
Yeah.
So look a little closer at the animals you see out there, and who knows?
You might be surprised.
Yeah, you might be surprised at what you find out.
Yeah.
And we will catch you next time for another deep dive.
Sounds good.
Right.
See you then. Bye.